Any.
What happens when a jingle writer, his unlucky in love brother, and a sarcastic kid share a beach house? Chaos, comedy, and a whole lot of unforgettable moments. 2.5 Men isn't just a sitcom, it's a pop culture phenomenon that redefined TV humor. But what really happened behind the scenes? And where are the stars now? Buckle up, because we're diving into the wild world of Malibu's most dysfunctional family. Charlie Sheen as Charlie Harper, the wild heart of Malibu. He was rich, reckless, and ridiculously charming. As Charlie Harper, the smooth-talking jingle writer with a beachfront bachelor pad and a never-ending parade of women, Charlie Sheen didn't just play the role, he was the role. Born Carlos Irwin Estevez on September 3, 1965, in New York City, Sheen was already a Hollywood bad boy. But 2.5 Men made him a pop culture icon. At 38, Sheen stepped into the shoes of Charlie Harper, a character so close to his real-life persona it was almost eerie. With his whiskey voice, razor-sharp one-liners, and unapologetic lifestyle, Charlie Harper became TV's ultimate bachelor, until life off-screen got a little too real. From Emmy nominations to public meltdowns, Sheen's wild ride captivated the world. In 2011, his infamous fallout with the show's creators ended his run, but not his legacy. Now 60, Charlie Sheen remains a symbol of excess, controversy, and undeniable talent. Jon Cryer as Alan Harper, the king of awkward. If Charlie Harper was the cool older brother with money and women, Alan Harper was the opposite. Neurotic, unlucky in love, and constantly broke, Alan became the butt of every joke, and somehow the heart of the show. Jon Cryer, born April 16, 1965 in New York City, brought this tragicomic character to life with perfect timing and just the right amount of cringe. At 38, Cryer stepped into the role of a divorced chiropractor who moved in with his rich, irresponsible brother, and never really left. Alan was cheap, desperate, and painfully earnest, but Jon Cryer made us root for him, even as we laughed at him. Off-screen, Cryer was the calm to Charlie Sheen's storm, a steady professional who remained with the show through every scandal and shakeup. Now 60, Cryer is still thriving, still humble, and still remembered as the ultimate sitcom underdog. Because in a world of Charlies, sometimes it's the Allens who stick around. Angus T. Jones as Jake Harper, the boy who grew up too fast. He started as the chubby-cheeked kid who stole every scene with his deadpan delivery and hilarious one-liners. But as Jake Harper, the half in 2.5 Men, Angus T. Jones, quickly became more than just comic relief. He was the show's secret weapon. Born October 8, 1993 in Austin, Texas, Jones was only 10 years old when he joined the cast in 2003. But don't let his age fool you. His comedic instincts were razor-sharp. Jake was the innocent observer in a house full of dysfunctional adults, until he wasn't. As he grew older, so did the show's tone. Viewers watched Jake transform from sweet and simple to sarcastic and rebellious, mirroring the chaos around him. But behind the scenes, Angus was changing too. By 2012, he shocked fans by publicly denouncing the show, calling it filth after undergoing a religious awakening. He walked away from fame, fortune, and one of the biggest sitcoms on TV. Today, at 32, Angus T. Jones lives a quiet life out of the spotlight, a child star who chose peace over Hollywood. But for a time, Jake Harper was the soul of the show, and we watched him grow up, laugh, and walk away. Holland Taylor as Evelyn Harper. Mother knows best, or does she? Elegant, ruthless, and dripping in designer sarcasm. Evelyn Harper was the kind of mother who could make grown men cry and then charge them for the therapy. Played by the legendary Holland Taylor, Evelyn was a masterclass in emotional manipulation and unapologetic self-interest. Born January 14, 1943 in Philadelphia, Taylor was 60 years old when she entered the Two and a Half Men universe and instantly stole every scene she walked into. Evelyn wasn't warm. She wasn't nurturing. She showed affection the way a cat does, when it benefits her. But her brutal honesty and backhanded compliments made her one of the show's sharpest comedic weapons. Whether mocking Alan's career or reminding Charlie that she deserved better sons, Evelyn never missed a beat. Off-screen, Holland Taylor is a celebrated stage and screen actress, known for her wit, wisdom, and powerful presence. Unlike her character, she's widely admired in the industry for her kindness and grace. Now 82, Taylor continues to work, defying age and expectations, a real-life powerhouse who proved that being the mom doesn't mean playing it safe. Conchata Ferrell as Berta, the housekeeper with a punchline and a left hook. She didn't knock. She barged in. She didn't whisper. She growled. And she didn't clean up quietly. She left behind iconic one-liners that made Berta a fan favorite from day one. Played by the unforgettable Conchata Ferrell, Berta was more than just the Harper household's maid. She was the no-nonsense, sharp-tongued soul of the show. Born March 28, 1943 in West Virginia, Ferrell joined the series at age 60 and promptly mopped the floor with anyone who dared cross her. With her gruff delivery and killer timing, Berta could shut down Charlie's ego and Alan's whining in one sentence or less. She didn't care about money, fame, or feelings, unless there was gossip involved. And when she laughed, you knew someone just got roasted. Off-screen, Conchata was a beloved character actress, known for her warmth and humility, the complete opposite of her fearsome TV persona. Tragically, she passed away in 2020 at the age of 77, following complications from cardiac arrest. Though she's gone, Berta lives on in every savage zinger and every knowing smirk. Because, let's face it, Two and a Half Men wouldn't have lasted without the housekeeper who ruled the house. Jennifer Taylor as Chelsea, the one who almost tamed Charlie Harper. She was smart, stunning, and unlike any woman Charlie had ever dated, because Chelsea actually made him want to change. Played by the radiant Jennifer Taylor, Chelsea wasn't just another notch on Charlie's silk bed sheets. She was the closest thing he ever had to true love. Born April 19, 1972 in Hoboken, New Jersey, Taylor joined the cast in 2003 at age 31, bringing a new energy that shook up Charlie's Playboy routine. For the first time, Charlie tried monogamy. He cooked, he cuddled, he considered commitment, and we all held our breath. Could this be the one to civilize Malibu's most infamous bachelor? Chelsea didn't fall for his charm, she challenged it. And that's what made her unforgettable. Jennifer Taylor originally auditioned for other roles on the show before landing Chelsea, and once she did, she became a standout. With confidence and class, she turned what could have been a simple girlfriend role into a character with real weight and chemistry. Now, at 53, Taylor continues acting and is beloved by fans who still root for what might have been. Because in the world of Two and a Half Men, Chelsea wasn't just a girlfriend. She was the game changer Charlie couldn't keep. April Bowlby as Candy, beauty, brains well, mostly beauty. She wasn't the sharpest tool in the shed, but Candy didn't need to be. She had a dazzling smile, an innocent charm, and a knack for turning every awkward moment into comedy gold. Played by the effortlessly hilarious April Bowlby, Candy was Alan's surprise rebound and one of the most unforgettable characters on the show. Born July 30th, 1980, in Vallejo, California, Bowlby joined the cast in 2005 at just 25 years old and immediately lit up the screen. Candy was the kind of woman who could ask, "Is chicken a vegetable?" and somehow make you love her for it. Alan was completely out of his depth, and viewers couldn't look away. From her brief marriage to Alan to her even briefer acting career, every Candy moment was a scene stealer. Off-screen, April Bowlby used 2.5 Men as a launchpad for a successful TV career, going on to star in Drop Dead Diva and DC's Doom Patrol, proving she's more than just a pretty face with perfect comedic timing. Now 45, Bowlby continues to shine, but fans will always remember her as the hilariously clueless bombshell who left Alan dazed, confused, and broke with no regrets. Because when Candy walked in, logic walked out, and the laughs rolled in. Ashton Kutcher as Walden Schmidt, the billionaire who rebooted the beach house. When Charlie Harper died, fans wondered, who could possibly fill those silk pajamas? Enter Ashton Kutcher as Walden Schmidt, a heartbroken billionaire tech genius with model looks, a fragile soul, and a house-sized bank account. Born February 7, 1978 in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, Kutcher joined the show in 2011 at age 33, stepping into some of the biggest shoes in sitcom history. Walden wasn't Charlie 2.0, and that was the point. He was awkward, emotionally wounded, and terrible with women, despite looking like every woman's dream. But that contrast brought a new dynamic to the show. Kutcher's charm and goofy sincerity gave 2.5 Men a second life, and fans slowly warmed up to the idea that maybe, just maybe, the house could survive without Charlie. Ashton brought star power, but also unexpected vulnerability to Walden, a man who had everything except happiness. His bromance with Alan became the new emotional core of the series. Now 47, Ashton Kutcher is a successful entrepreneur, philanthropist, and actor, proving he's more than just the guy who rebooted a dying sitcom. Still, for millions of fans, Walden Schmidt will always be the billionaire who moved in and made us believe in second chances. Melanie Lynskey as Rose, the sweetest stalker on TV. She climbed over fences, hacked voicemails, and probably installed more hidden cameras than the FBI. Yet somehow, Rose made us adore her. Played by the brilliantly quirky Melanie Lynskey, Rose was Charlie Harper's obsessive neighbor, on-again, off-again girlfriend, and the show's most unpredictable wild card. Born May 16, 1977 in New Zealand, Lynskey was just 26 years old when she turned harmless obsession into hilarious television gold. With her soft voice and innocent smile, Rose seemed sweet until she casually admitted to tracking Charlie's every move or accidentally showing up inside his house. And yet, we never wanted her to leave. Her weirdness was magnetic, and Melanie played her with such charm that stalking never felt so oddly wholesome. Beyond 2.5 Men, Lynskey carved out a rich career in indie films and critically acclaimed dramas. She's now celebrated for her emotional depth and quiet intensity, a far cry from the woman once caught clinging to Charlie's balcony. At 48, Melanie Lynskey has transformed from sitcom stalker to Hollywood darling. But let's be honest, we'll never forget the girl next door with a PhD in creepy devotion. Maren Hinkle as Judith Harper, the ex-wife everyone loved to hate. She was sharp-tongued, icy, and always one step ahead, and Judith Harper knew exactly how to push Alan's buttons. Played by Maren Hinkle, Judith was more than just the nagging ex-wife. She was a force of chaos wrapped in yoga pants and passive aggression. Born March 23, 1966, in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, Hinkle was 37 when she stepped into the role of the woman who took Alan's house, raised Jake, and never missed a chance to humiliate her ex-husband. Judith was the queen of emotional manipulation, and yet she was oddly fascinating. Was she cruel? Sure. But was she wrong? Sometimes not really. Hinkle portrayed her with just the right blend of steel and sass, making her one of TV's most memorable ex-wives. Off-screen, Maren Hinkle is the complete opposite. Thoughtful, private, and incredibly versatile. She later went on to star in The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, earning Emmy nominations and proving she's far more than just Alan Harper's worst nightmare. Now, at 59, Hinkle remains a respected actress with a reputation for stealing scenes, whether she's sipping wine, serving shade, or setting her TV ex-husband's world on fire. Amber Tamblyn as Jenny Harper, like father, like secret daughter. She drank like Charlie. She flirted like Charlie. She even insulted people like Charlie. That's because Jenny Harper was Charlie's long-lost daughter, and she inherited every ounce of his wild DNA. Played by the fearless and fiery Amber Tamblyn, Jenny stormed into the show in 2013 at age 30, flipping the male-dominated world of Two and a Half Men on its head. With her leather jackets, razor-sharp comebacks, and unapologetic queerness, Jenny was a breath of fresh air and chaos all at once. She wasn't trying to replace Charlie, she was here to amplify him. And let's be real, she might have been even more reckless than her dad. Amber Tamblyn, born May 14, 1983 in Santa Monica, California, brought edge and depth to the role, adding a modern, rebellious twist to the show's final chapters. Off-screen, she's a celebrated poet, activist, and actress who's never been afraid to speak her mind, much like Jenny herself. Now 42, Tamblyn has carved out a voice in Hollywood that's bold and thoughtful, but in Two and a Half Men, she was the surprise heir to Charlie Harper's throne, proving that sometimes the next generation doesn't fall far from the barstool. Courtney Thorne-Smith as Lindsay McElroy, Alan's love interest or long-term mistake. She was classy, sarcastic, and just unstable enough to be interesting. Lindsay McElroy wasn't Alan Harper's first girlfriend, but she may have been his most delusional match. Played by the ever-charming Courtney Thorne-Smith, Lindsay entered the scene in 20 Tower 10 at age 43, instantly giving Alan a roller coaster romance he never really deserved. A single mom with a sharp tongue and a love for wine, lots of it, Lindsay was far from perfect, but that's what made her fun. She dumped Alan, took him back, cheated, forgave, exploded, and somehow they kept going. Their relationship was messy, petty, and often fueled by equal parts desperation and Chardonnay. Courtney Thorne-Smith, born November 8, 1967 in San Francisco, brought years of sitcom experience to the role, known previously for Melrose Place and According to Jim. Her chemistry with Jon Cryer turned what could have been a background love interest into a scene-stealing saga. Now, 58, Thorne-Smith remains a familiar face on TV, but fans of Two and a Half Men will always remember her as the woman who matched Alan Harper's dysfunction beat for beat, and somehow made it look almost romantic. Jane Lynch as Dr. Linda Freeman, the therapist who needed therapy. In a house full of man-children, someone had to play the adult, and Dr. Linda Freeman did it with deadpan brilliance. Played by the incomparable Jane Lynch, this no-nonsense psychiatrist was the only person who could reduce Charlie and Alan to stammering wrecks using just her eyebrows. Born July 14, 1960 in Illinois, Lynch joined the cast in 2004 at age 44 and instantly became a fan favorite. Dr. Freeman didn't just diagnose, she exposed. With a dry wit sharper than any scalpel, she cut through Charlie's bravado and Alan's whining like a surgeon. Her sessions were brutal, hilarious, and painfully honest, which made them must-watch moments. Jane Lynch's timing and presence elevated every scene, proving that sometimes the calmest person in the room is also the most dangerous. Now 65, Lynch is an Emmy-winning powerhouse. But for Two and a Half Men fans, she'll always be the therapist who knew exactly what was wrong with the Harpers and quietly judged them for it. Ryan Stiles as Herb Melnick, the pediatrician nobody took seriously. He was a doctor, but nobody respected him. He was married to Judith, but Alan basically lived in his house. Dr. Herb Melnick, played by the always hilarious Ryan Stiles, was the kind of guy who tried so hard and still ended up the punchline. Born April 22, 1959 in Seattle, Stiles joined the cast in 2004 at age 45, bringing his signature goofy charm to the role of Jake's stepdad. Herb was cheerful, awkward, and weirdly likable, the kind of man who wore Hawaiian shirts to serious conversations and genuinely thought Alan was a good friend. His dynamic with Judith was hilariously dysfunctional, and his bro bond with Alan? Tragically wholesome and doomed. Ryan Stiles, known for improv genius on Whose Line Is It Anyway?, turned Herb into one of the show's most underappreciated comic gems. Now 66, he continues to make people laugh. But for 2.5 Men fans, Herb will always be the lovable doofus who just wanted to be part of the madness. Emmanuelle Vaugier as Mia, the ballerina who broke Charlie's heart. She was graceful, elegant, and for once, totally out of Charlie's league. Mia, the beautiful ballet dancer who actually made Charlie consider marriage, was one of the few women who didn't fall for his charm right away, and that drove him wild. Played by the stunning Emmanuelle Vaugier, Mia twirled into Charlie's life in 2005 and turned his world and ego upside down. Mia didn't want gifts, games, or casual flings. She wanted honesty, growth, and no Alan, which, of course, was never going to happen. Despite their chemistry, Mia and Charlie's relationship crashed under the weight of compromise and a refusal to let go of his freeloading brother. Born June 23, 1976, in Vancouver, Canada, Vaugier brought poise and quiet strength to Mia, making her more than just a romantic interest. She was a turning point in Charlie's story arc. Now, at 49, Emmanuelle Vaugier continues to work in TV and film. But for fans of 2.5 Men, she'll always be the woman who came closest to taming the untamable Charlie Harper.